Okay, so what'd you guys learn in 2024? If you're like me, you're using this downtime in between the holidays. For me, it's between Christmas and New Year's to literally look back at every single deal done and every client served this year. Deals were hard, but we fought through and it was awesome. It was a really great year. What emerged from all that today was a Twitter thread called 24 Hard-Hitting Insights from Closing Deals in 2024. And that's exactly what we're gonna do. So if you're planning for 25, or thinking about a career in commercial real estate, or just all around like to learn like me, this will be a great video. Come on this journey with me and take a look back. Here we go. Number one, in emotionally charged situations, waiting 24 hours to respond can save you. Patience. This is crucial. This actually came from one of my most recent deals. The turning point in the deal was deciding at a really emotionally charged point to say to the client, let's wait. And sometimes that strategy of just saying, you know what, just wait, really pans out. All right, number two, one of the most significant questions you can ask yourself as a professional is, am I coachable? Wow. Okay, so this comes from my desire and the journey I've embarked on in the Massimo program to hire a professional coach in 2025. I will say that it is making the prospect of 2025 rather thrilling for me. One, because as I said in that vlog, which I'll try and link up here, although I've never done that, I've invested in myself, which feels really good. Number two, I used to use this winter time to make a ton of plans and goals, and I still am, but one of my big goals is just to do whatever my coach says this year. It's literally an experiment of, am I coachable as a person? Am I willing to change? And where's that going to take me? So pretty exciting. All right, number three, the sting of wasted time lingers longer than the satisfaction of success. Man, is that true. Literally the hardest memories as I look back at my deal list this year were of course the ones that didn't get done that I put a ton of time into. Now they're not all a waste. Certainly there were relationships born out of those. There were opportunities that came, but man, you gotta pick your projects carefully, because if you put 60 hours into something that can't close, it puts you in a bad spot. It just does. It's really, really hard. So I sort of reminded myself of three key questions that can help avoid that situation and avoid it at all costs. One is, who's really making the decisions? Two, am I really paying attention to greater trends in the industry when it comes to pricing? And third, I'm sorry, but you just gotta ask your clients, what do you owe on this, right? If you can't sell it for what it's worth, then you're gonna waste a lot of time. All right, number four, feeling like you're in a uniquely challenging situation. We often do. The natural antidote, read biographies. Yes, biographies are like a medicine. My current one is Napoleon, a concise biography, which I'm loving right now. And you know, look folks, we think our problems are huge and we think they're unique, and they're not. Put a couple biographies on your list, grab yourself some perspective in 2025. All right, number five, I've actually written about this before. Great salespeople quickly go from annoying to trusted. Okay, and this is a transformation. A bridge from, hey, I'm annoying, I keep texting you or calling you or whatever, I'm showing up. That bridge to, I am a trusted advocate for you is pretty fascinating to me, and how you get from one to the other and how quickly you can get from one to the other. All right, number six, selling is doggedly solving puzzles. Over communicate both obstacles and solutions. When I was at MosmoCon, a presenter named Sam McVeigh, who's a wonderful broker, put up a picture of a puzzle, and he basically says, this is my commercial real estate theory. Every single deal is a puzzle, and a broker is a problem solver. Number seven, can you pinpoint what's in your control? That's real sales maturity. Okay, so doing this now for 6 years, this year I did notice myself saying something peculiar, which I'm actually very excited to share with you. And I'm curious, drop it below in the comments if you say stuff like this. But I noticed that I would say, hey, here's what we can control. and here's what we can't control. And ultimately, a lot of frustration in the commercial real estate business comes from wanting people to react a certain way or make a certain decision. Many times their reaction is not in your control. And so you have to be honest with yourself and your client to say, look, there are some elements here that are in my control that we've taken care of. There are elements that are out of my control, and I cannot create a reaction in someone that we want. So let's deal with it and let's make the best of this situation. Number 8, I love this. Perfectionism drains your wallet, snail mail fills it. So that's just funny because, you know, there was something that did not make me money this year, which is my terrible habit. And I'm just being honest with you guys again, more of an honesty video versus a presentation. My terrible habit of perfection and wanting everything to be perfect kept me from making money. And one of my biggest deals of the year, I literally sent out some snail mail, got a reaction from a potential client, went to meet with them at their house, sat down with them at their kitchen table, and there on the kitchen table was my little postcard. And so my snail mail was out fighting my wars and won me a client that I was able to go in, sit down, and seal the deal. But perfectionism will drain your wallet. Snail mail will fill your wallet. All right, number 9, kind of dramatic, but I said fight a two-front war, improving your writing skills as you sharpen your listening skills. Okay, I would say this is another year where so much genuine joy in my life has come from focusing on getting better at writing posts, writing essays, writing a book in the future, just writing. It's helped me improve my communication skills as well as doing this, as well as presenting to a camera and getting camera time. So that's been great. So of course that's been great, but that's only half the battle. Can you really listen to people? Like, can you really stop what you're doing and hear what they're saying? And many times I can feel myself doing that, and it's a very good thing. So focus on both. It's a two-front war. All right, number 10, commercial real estate momentum can come from anywhere at any time. Live with expectations. Folks, what you're working on right now, you probably didn't see coming 3 months ago. What you will be working on 3 months from now, 6 months from now, a year from now, you have no idea where it's going to come from. Enjoy the process, do the disciplined steps of outreach, and live expectantly because it's coming. People are coming your way. I believe that. Number 11, Excel's pivot table. The most underrated tool on your laptop. YouTube it. If you have a set of data, comps, properties, ownership, places, if you want to dive into understanding that data better, a pivot table will do the work for you. Yes, I love number 12. The juxtaposition of I don't need this, but I will get this done is a powerful posture for any negotiator. Look, if you can be confident and not desperate at the same time, you will be successful in this business. 13, ego is a no-go. Love that little phrase. It's a service business. Posted a bunch about that this year. Have a couple of hospitality books on my radar to study in 2025. But the realization is that your ego will basically help you 0% in commercial real estate. Like, there's never a time where a puffed up ego and posture is actually going to help you get done what you want done. All right, number 14, no one ever made a decision based on a number. Do you honestly believe that? Because it's true. I am asking myself all the time, WTSS, what's the story, stupid? Yes, numbers inform, but stories persuade. So connect the dots for your client. If you have the story on where they want to be, connect the dot to the end as they have to pivot and make decisions along the way. If you compare two ace brokers, the only thing you can really point to, if their skill set is the same and similar deal resume, is better clients. And I'm thinking specifically of a broker that literally just has the greatest clients in the world. And I just wrote down for this 2025, focus on capturing great client relationships and repeat client relationships. 16, some people have thankfulness thrust upon them by their circumstance and others cultivate it. Okay, so I believe if you live in a thankful way that you are utterly dangerous. I mean, gratitude is a discipline that opens the door for resilience. And this is back to biographies. Like, you find this in people's lives who maybe were first generation immigrants. And so they have in their story, they can compare it to their parents' story and why their parents came to this country. And you kind of start to realize that maybe the stuff that we post about literally every single day on LinkedIn about making moves and buying things and doing stuff and having the freedom to do that and to earn, that comes from living in the greatest country of the world. And this is not lost on me. And I hope it's not lost on you. That mindset is really hard to just create in yourself. It's easier if your life experiences point you there, or you've experienced some hardship and you realize that life is a gift and that the time that we're living in is a gift. Number 17, you'll never regret creating meaningful memories with loved ones. The time is short. This year, if you've been watching my channel, you know I read the book Die With Zero. It's really stuck with me. Okay, 18 is along those same lines. In a world short on surprises, gifts still deliver shock and delight. It is so true. Thoughtful generosity creates a lasting impression on people. And with modern people who have everything they want, one way to strengthen relationships is to give gifts, and gifts of service or meals. A dinner, create an experience. One of the ways that you can stand out is give gifts. So become a gift giver. Number 19, back to coaching and looking at where specifically my deals came from in 2024. Thankfully, there are some company referrals in there. There are some client referrals in there. There are a lot of networking and cold calls that created literal money in closed deals for my family. So preaching to the choir here, if you're watching this, I'm sure, but you don't make calls, you don't do meetings, you don't do proposals for the results. Do them as a discipline and enjoy the discipline. The reward is actually in the act itself, and the byproduct is success and momentum and more of those deals. And in fact, my YouTube channel literally started as what I meant to do was sit down on a Friday and recount how I took back my time that week, which I probably need to get back to. All right, number 20, find a creative partner to bounce ideas off of. What a joy. All right, shout out to everyone who I've collabed with this year and talked about why we share what we do on LinkedIn or X and how it helps and why distribution matters and why it matters to build a personal brand. When you do that with someone and you have a back and forth and a collab and some feedback, not just internet feedback of getting reactions, but a human who's saying, these are the things you're good at and this is why this post came across this way. It's extremely helpful. Speaking of posting, I've literally never focused on creating memes, and I've done 2 in the past 2 weeks on X, and I had a thorough blast sitting down and thinking through how would I word this joke to make it super funny. So 1 meme a week, hopefully coming in 2025. All right, almost done. 21, study smart money. Trends don't lie. Cycles are real. Folks, embracing the idea that smart money is buying led to my largest LP investment to date. 22, it's better to let a deal die than to keep it on life support. Let it go. Yes, for those of us out there who are a little OCD like me and love project-based work, but as we know, one of the hardest things to do is to call something dead, to say, you know what, this is over, let's walk away, let's sign a release. And sometimes when you do that, people actually get clear-headed and jump back in. And all of a sudden you've breathed new life into a deal versus keeping it on life support. So not easy. Certainly it's a judgment call. Ultimately, I think a lot of times it's healthier and better to approach deals that way. All right, 23, face-to-face communication is unbeatable. Be personable, be persuasive. Just simply does not go without saying. Don't try to do everything on the phone. Move from a phone to a meeting as quick as you can. And lastly, 24, which is the perfect way to send us into 2025, because I know everyone listening to this has deal goals, prospecting goals. Go out there and find opportunity goals. And what I wrote for 24 was deep market knowledge crushes call reluctance, learn, then dial. And yes, this literally came from about halfway through the year realizing, okay, I'm not making calls like I want to, and sitting down and going, what is going to help me? Like, what do I feel like is missing? And I was able to laser focus in to really target knowledge and understand that, like, even day to day, week to week, I want new content, new data points, new things that are happening to be able to have in my back pocket and call potential clients with. Okay, so looking back at 2024 and lessons learned was actually super helpful for me as I begin to plan specifically new places to go, new goals for 2025. So very helpful to process these things, and I hope it was helpful for you as well. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next video.